Good morning and welcome to the January update for the winter season outlook. All right, key points. La Nina continues, but there is a 75% chance that it's going to transition to neutral conditions during the January, February, March timeframe. We are looking at a pattern change after the 21st of January. Temperatures will turn cooler, sufficient enough for mountain snow and valley mixed precipitation. We're just unclear how cold. And then by the end of January, the beginning of February, a return to a warm and wet AR pattern. So our confidence levels, there's a lot of uncertainty in this forecast. Highest, we are really confident that it's going to return to an active pattern by about the 21st or onward. Low to medium on the Arctic. East of the divide, pretty high confidence in Arctic is going to happen. But for Western Montana, what's its strength going to be? What's the timing? When will we first see it? And how far west and south is it going to progress? Low confidence. How long is it going to last? Very low confidence, and I have a slide specific to that. And then medium, almost high confidence that we'll return to a warm and wet AR pattern, end of January, beginning of February. All right, so La Nina, keep hearing it. Are we experiencing it? Yes. So here's the typical pattern. You have the Pacific jet stream pushes in the moisture, and then the polar jet comes up into Alaska and dives down and brings the cool air. So what's actually happened? This was the mean pattern for December. You have the extension of the East Asian jet becomes a Pacific jet, and it brings that moisture in. We had above normal precipitation, and here's the polar jet. But you can see very subtle difference. It's a little bit further west than what would be normal in a La Nina pattern. It's diving through Alaska instead of up and over Alaska, and then it's shunted off to the east by the strong Pacific jet. So the cold air hasn't been able to get in here, but we have been getting the moisture. All right, so when will this change occur? All right, these images are just the probability of snow happening. This is not a snow amount, it's just the probability of any snow. All right, 21st, 22nd, you see very low probability, except for in the mountains along the Continental Divide. By the 22nd into the 23rd, now you're starting to see higher probability. Certainly in the mountains, we'll see some snow, but also potentially in the valleys. And then by the 23rd to 24th, it's pretty good chance that most people will see a little bit of snow. This was just the probability of a trace of snow or more. All right, there's a 20 to 40% chance of heavy snow in the mountains of the Rockies. This box is the Northern Rockies, and we're in a 20 to 40% chance between the 22nd and the 26th. The actual snow level is going to be dependent on where that jet placement is. Does the coldest air get into Western Montana? Very low confidence on this. All right, so the highest probabilities happen on the 24th of January, and this is the probabilities. So for far Western Montana, very low, 10% chance that we're going to get temperatures below zero. Flathead Valley, Sealy Valley, and east of Missoula, there's about a 20% chance that we're going to see below zero temperatures. And then along the divide and east, very good confidence that they're going to see the Arctic and very cold temperatures. Now, quick hitter could be only here for a day or two. The probabilities decrease after the 24th. 6 to 10 day outlook, cooler than normal, wetter than normal. 8 to 10 day outlook, once again, cooler than normal, but there is some warmer than normal creeping in and above normal. This looks like a perfect AR pattern, and this is why we're pretty confident on the ARs starting to return. And then the outlook for February, cooler than normal and above normal precipitation. I think this below normal is going to be more indicative of the middle to end of the month. The beginning of the month, we have some pretty high confidence that it's going to be warmer. And like I'm saying here, bet you're saying this looks pretty familiar. This was our pattern throughout December. So we're seeing the return to an atmospheric river pattern with troughing in the central Pacific, And what that does is it picks up that subtropical air mass, warmer and wetter, and pushes it into the Pacific Northwest. So that's why we think the first couple weeks of February will be warmer and wetter. And then the outlook for the overall month being cooler, that'll begin to happen by mid to end of month. All right, current state of the drought, abnormally dry to moderate dry in north central Idaho and southwest Montana. And where's our snowpack sitting up? This is hard to see, but from these yellows and above is 70% or higher, and then these oranges and below, that is 50% or less. And it's all about the elevation. Above 6,000 feet, almost all the stations, not all, but most of them are 70% or better. And then below 6,000 feet, unless you're in the Bitterroots, they're mostly 60% or less. So that's the state of our snowpack currently. All right, thank you for watching. Our next scheduled outlook is going to be in mid-February. If we're not seeing a distinctive winter pattern, we're going to potentially change to a spring and summer outlook at that point. All right, I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching.